Ever since I first saw Bergman Island, a new film by Mia Hansen Løve, I was pretty puzzled by it. I came into it with certain preconceived notions, given the eminent title which conjures one of the most respected and notorious figures in the history of cinema. But halfway through the film I found my expectations being completely subverted in the most stimulating way. Bergman Island follows a filmmaking couple who travel to the Swedish island of Faro, where they're screening a film and are using the time there to work on their upcoming projects. The island in question is where the most famous Swedish writer and director Ingmar Bergman lived, made his films, and died. Chris and Tony are admirers of Bergman and his cinema, but go on to have very different experiences and views once they arrive. Bergman's persona on the island seems to put an unneeded creative pressure on Chris, while Tony, on the other hand, takes everything in stride and ease.
Yeah, but I didn't realize, writing here, how can I not feel like a loser? I'm even afraid to sit at a desk.
By the age of 64, Bergman had directed over 50 films and multiple plays and operas. He wrote his films as well, and even a couple of books and an autobiography. His creative output was unparalleled by any of his peers at the time or since. He dedicated his life to his work even if it meant hurting the ones around him. To this day, his work is still discussed and referenced in countless films and forms of media. His personal life is as interesting as his filmography. He was married 5 times and had 9 children by 6 different women. As a father, he didn't play a huge role in his children's lives because to him, work and family just didn't allow space for the other. In the pivotal scene at the beginning of the film, Chris and Tony are discussing Bergman with people who seem to know everything about him, from the intrigues of his family life to what his deepest beliefs and convictions were. Here, Chris poses a crucial question of the film.
So, do you think you can't create a great body of work and raise a family at the same time?
That is when the film truly gets into motion. From there on out, we see Chris's admiration towards Bergman break down into something much more nuanced and human. She sees him in his entirety, flawed and brilliant. Up to that point, Bergman was untouchable, something otherworldly. Love manages to humanize and bring down to earth such a highly respected artist and show him to us without the dark-colored glasses. Being a director and a mother herself, Mia Hansen Løve seems to echo her own experiences. In the film's opening scene, we see Chris's concerns addressed immediately.
If we died, Jim will be an orphan.
While Tony, on the other hand, makes a joke out of them. Tony seems to echo the unbothered and unconcerned masculine energy of Bergman, like some sort of a blueprint. Her life, unlike Bergman's and Tony's, cannot be that separated from work. As Mia says it herself, a woman is confined to work inside the limits her life provides for her. She cannot leave her child and husband behind for years to work on a project. She must find a way to work and parent at the same time. In a very telling scene, we see Chris in Tony's room, once he's not there, reading his work in secret. Later on in the film, we see her in an attempt at sharing the story she's writing with Tony, but to no avail. His limits cannot be broken into, no matter how hard she tries to get him to open up. Stuck on Faro, she is forced to find her own voice, to explore her own island, free of Bergman and his influence, free of Tony and his limits. As the film progresses, her attitude changes and we move away from the confines of Bergman's Faro into an island native to Chris. As she puts it herself,
Bergman occupies a very important place in her imagination. For many he is a formidable reference, but for her he is sort of refuge, a consolation. And yet it's not him she's thinking about right now.
her story further explores her inner world and does so not despite Bergman, but thanks to him. In a poignant ending, Chris, as a clear metaphor for Mia, picks up where he fell short and further propels the cinematic experience like no other artist in recent memory, making a film which at first feels so familiar and endlessly explored by male directors throughout history, and making it so uniquely feminine and universal at the same time, standing as a testament and reminding everyone who stumbles upon it to overcome their fears by letting go and taking a dive into the unknown.